Why your soulmate connection is actually a red flag. You aren't in love. You are being hijacked. You are currently experiencing a state of psychological possession that is as powerful as a narcotic and as destructive as a fever. Most people call it a crush, some call it a soulmate connection, but psychology has a much colder name for it: limerence. If you are currently obsessed with someone, replaying every conversation, analyzing the punctuation in their last text, and feeling your entire mood shift based on whether they looked at you today, you are not experiencing the beginning of a beautiful romance. You are caught in a dopamine loop that is actively rewriting your brain's reward system. The term limerence was coined by psychologist Dorothy Tennov in the 1970s. She realized that what many of us describe as intense romantic love is actually an involuntary emotional state that has more in common with drug addiction than it does with genuine human connection. It is a cocktail of romantic obsession, crippling anxiety, and fleeting euphoria. It doesn't just affect your heart, it hijacks your prefrontal cortex. Think about your current situation. You spend hours in a state of mental replay. You act like a detective, scouring for clues and neutral actions. If they smile, you are on a high that lasts all day. If they are slightly cold or distant, you crash into a pit of despair. This isn't love. Love is a choice. Love is grounded in reality. Limerence is a fantasy that you have built in the vacuum of the unknown. The reason this feels so intense is because of your brain's dopamine reward system. Limerence operates exactly like a slot machine. Because the person you are fixated on, the limerent object, is unpredictable with their attention, your brain stays in a state of high alert. This intermittent reinforcement is the most addictive force in nature. You are effectively pulling the lever of a psychological slot machine, waiting for the three cherries of their validation. Let's look at the signs you've been ignoring. The first is the mental gymnastics. You take vague, neutral actions and twist them into signs of reciprocation. If they post a song on social media, you assume it's for you. If they mention a movie, you convince yourself it's a secret invitation. You are working overtime to convince yourself that this fantasy is mutual because the idea of it being one-sided is unbearable. You are trapped in a cycle of constant analysis, searching for a deeper meaning where there is likely none. The second sign is the emotional volatility. Your self-worth has been outsourced to someone who might not even know you're struggling. You are experiencing a form of codependency where your identity is being erased. You are no longer the protagonist of your own life. You have become a background character waiting for the lead actor to acknowledge you. We need to differentiate this from a normal crush. A crush is fun. It's light. It doesn't consume your work, your sleep, or your sanity. Limerence, however, comes on like a tidal wave. It is often based on an idealized version of the person, not the actual human being in front of you. You aren't in love with them. You are in love with the idea of who you want them to be. Genuine love is built on the boring, beautiful reality of another person's flaws. It requires acceptance, mutual respect, and consistent presence. Limerence, on the other hand, thrives on distance and uncertainty. It is fueled by the curiosity gap. The less you actually know about them, the more your mind can fill in the blanks with perfection. This is why limerence can last for months or even years without a single date ever taking place. It is a fire that feeds on its own smoke. In some rare cases, limerence can transition into real love, but only if the fantasy is discarded for the reality. Most of the time, limerence is a red flag. It is a sign of an unhealed wound. It is often a symptom of someone chasing emotional highs to avoid the emptiness of their own life or a lack of self-validation. It is remarkably similar to codependency. Your worth has become tied to another person's gaze. So, how do you break the cycle? You have to treat it like an addiction. You have to stop seeking the hit. This means going cold turkey on the digital stalking, the constant rereading of old messages, and the mental rehearsal of future conversations. You have to want to heal more than you want the high. You have to realize that the soulmate feeling you are experiencing is actually your brain's way of screaming for a dopamine fix. It feels profound because it's intense, but intensity is not intimacy. A forest fire is intense, but you can't build a home inside of it. The dark side of limerence is that it prevents you from finding real, sustainable connections. While you are busy obsessing over an idealized ghost, you are missing out on the people who are actually capable of showing up for you. You are choosing a dream over a partner. Start by grounding yourself in the truth. Look at the person as they truly are, not as you wish them to be. Acknowledge their flaws. Realize that their validation cannot fix whatever is missing inside of you. True kindness and true love start with you putting your own oxygen mask on first. If your happiness requires the constant approval of someone else, you aren't in a relationship. You are in a prison. Limerence is a powerful, overwhelming force, but it is not real love. It is a shadow. It is a hijack. Once you recognize the mechanics of the trap, the cage starts to lose its power. Stop analyzing the clues. Stop playing the detective. Choose the reality of your own life over the fantasy of someone else's. Real connection doesn't require mental gymnastics. It requires two people standing in the truth of who they are. The next time you feel that familiar pull, that intrusive thought, or that urge to check their profile, pause. Ask yourself, is this coming from abundance or from emptiness? Is this a choice or a compulsion? The answer to that question will tell you if you are moving toward love or if you are falling back into the loop. Real power is being able to sit in the silence of your own company without needing someone else to tell you that you matter. If you've ever been caught in this loop, you aren't alone, but you are responsible for your own rescue. The strongest thing you can do is to walk away from the fantasy and start building a reality worth living. True love is a garden you tend together. Limerence is just a mirage in the desert.